Somatic and related disorders. Somatic equals body, so these are physical symptoms without identifiable sources. Your anxiety about parts of your body or feelings of your body. Page 219 is table 6.4, lists the ones that the chapter covers. Of note, hypochondriasis is not a DSM-5 diagnosis. It is where people are preoccupied with health, they think something's wrong with them, and they may doctor shop to keep looking for something wrong with them, but it is technically not its own diagnosis. Now, in a minute, we'll cover something that sounds similar so you can draw your own conclusions. Somatic symptom disorder, where you have physical symptoms. They may be real, or at least real to you, but they're unexplained. These phantom pains that no one can find, legs that just feel off, and you have extreme anxiety about these physical symptoms, but it's hard for anybody in the medical community to give proof to that. Illness anxiety disorder, it's new to DSM-5. The fear that you have an illness, whether or not there are symptoms, you're very preoccupied with worrying about this. You can be a care avoidant illness anxiety disorder person. That means you just basically believe you have it, and maybe you're going to die from it, but you don't go check. Or you can be care seeking, so you go to the doctor after doctor after doctor and hope to find something and keep racking up a list. Conversion disorder, and that one, the illness anxiety was what I was saying, sounded very similar to hypochondriasis to me. Conversion disorder, a bigger name, maybe better name, but at least longer, functional neurological symptom disorder is what it's called in the DSM-5, where there's a deficit in your body, feeling it or moving it. So like the example they like to give in a lot of textbooks is a soldier whose hand has gone numb. Potentially they shot someone and that left some post-traumatic feelings, and so that emotional stress has converted itself physically into not being able to move or use that hand, because if you can't move or use it again, then you'll never do the thing that has caused you so much stress. There was a few years back, there was a group of girls in some community that all contracted the same concern, had the same problems, and they thought it was something environmental, and then they started discussing conversion disorder. So I have a clip for that. If you want to know more about that, you can certainly Google the rest of the story, but that'll give you some idea of it. Factitious disorder, there is also a clip where you're faking or making up physical or psychological symptoms. There isn't really a clear reason why, although most people agree that it is for attention. That if you say you have a problem and people come running, that makes you feel better about yourself. People care. It used to be called Munchausen syndrome, as your textbook points out. The first person who was they coined the phrase on Baron Karl von Munchausen because he was the first person who kind of fibbed a lot about some physical problems. It expanded to Munchausen by proxy when there started this phenomenon of people, often it was the mother, reporting that their children were ill or actually doing things to the child to keep them ill so they could keep taking them to the doctor and keep getting attention for being, the sad mother of a sick child. And those cases tend to make the news often too.